Hey, what's up, fellas? Hope you're having a great weekend. Whatever it is you guys are doing, thank you for making me a part of your day. Excuse me. So based off of some requests I've seen, I've actually had some that were geared around, beginning coin collecting type of questions, and it's brought up a pretty good idea for a series, which is going to be something along the lines of beginning coin collecting 101. So I'm going to go ahead and today we are going to discuss the grading system for U.S. coinage. Okay, simply put, it's the Sheldon grading system, which goes right from the very rock bottom from 1 or 2 all the way up till 70, which is perfect. It's spot on. A lot of commemoratives, a lot of American Silver Eagles, and bullion pieces will fall under the 70 category, and a lot of your moderns as well. But as you can see, I have a wide selection of coins in varying grades that I'm going to go ahead and show each of you what they look like and what qualifies for that grade. So starting at the very bottom, okay, we have a grade that's called poor. All right, and then you have like AG, good, VG over here in this section. This would be fine, VF, which stands for very fine, XF or EF for extremely fine or extra fine. However, that goes by a couple different ways. About uncirculated. Of course, all of your mint state examples are sitting right over here on this last row. So let's go ahead and get started on what poor coins would look like. All right, and I'm not going to talk about problems like corrosion, environmental damage, bent, damaged coins, that sort of thing. So here is a really worn 1800 over 98 large set. Now, if I could get in close, you could see that a lot of the diagnostics that make up this coin are literally non-existent. So let me see if I can get my focus balance here. Okay, so you have a clear day at the bottom. Most pieces won't even have that, which will be my next example. You have a somewhat defined outline of the bust, the Drake bust on this one. Okay, on the reverse. There's really not a whole lot of detail. It's almost like a brown disc. If I turn it so that the light hits it, you could actually see a couple letters from the word States from United States of America on the rim at about 10:30 there, if it was a clock. So this is something that will qualify as a poor coin. Grade-wise, it's just been heavily circulated to the point where it's just a disc. Here is a Buffalo nickel. As you can see, it has no date. This would qualify around the fair region. The thing about the Buffalo nickel series, it is widely collected. However, the design is such that after heavy use, the date right here would just disappear, and it would be in this section right here. So what makes up a fair coin? Well, there's no date. The rim is very much worn into the fields of the coin. Here's Liberty. Liberty has been swallowed up by the rim, and just the overall fashion of the continuous wear. This coin has all sorts of wear on it. You have details, of course, on this one. Right here, the actual main device of the buffalo head has been worn into the edge of the coin along with the motto, 5 cents. It's your standard worn coin. Okay, so that's what a fair coin would look like. So switching over to good, you guys are familiar with the Indian head cent series. Okay, what makes this a good coin is you have a somewhat defined rim on this coin. Those of you that collect the series know that there's Liberty right here on this headband. None of the letters are evident. You have lots of even wear along the feathers. Okay, this ribbon right here has conjoined in with a lock of hair right here, which, in that case, that makes up a good coin, or in the Sheldon scale, it would be like a good 4. Okay, the reverse is especially weak, lots of wear. The wreath on this one has virtually flattened out to the point of disappearing. And of course, you have a semi-defined rim on the top half. The bottom half right here is pretty worn to the edge. Okay, I also have another example of a good coin. This one's a little bit better shape. Okay, this is an overdate, 1894 over 1894. See, all the letters in Liberty are gone. They're non-existent. They've been worn into the design, and the ribbon is more mushed into that hair. So it's not two separate entities on the coin, but you have a well-defined rim. A lot of the letters in the motto and everything else is still intact, and it's not worn into the rim of the coin. Okay, there's the reverse. A lot of the details that's associated with this particular wreath has been flattened down. But you know what it is. It's a wreath, just because the whole outline is there. So let's go ahead and take a look at VG coins, which stands for very good. And very good would mean it's an 8, VG8 in the Sheldon scale. Let me grab something here that I could kind of elevate the coin on so I don't have to hold the coin and the camera. Okay. So this is a 1832 matron head large cent. And you'll have to excuse me. It's hard shooting through the 2x2s because of the reflection of the plastic. What makes this a VG coin is simply there's more details. You could easily differentiate the curls in the hair. While it's completely worn right here, there would normally be locks of hair right on her forehead. Those have, they're worn. But the curls, a lot of the curls are more well defined. The stars are all flat. Generally, you'll have the peaks and the creases in the stars. You got full date, and you got a pretty good rim edge right here. So that's the obverse. Okay, the reverse, the back of the coin. And I'm going to use numismatic speak for you. Full defined wreath. The letters in the United States of America is full and intact, and it's not worn into the edge of the coin. You have 1 cent. But that's your typical VG coin for this series. Now, if you guys decide that there's a certain series that you wanted to start to collect, I would highly encourage you to kind of bone up on the history of the coin and what makes the coins, as far as your grading criteria. You want to know what diagnostics go first. So for this example of a VG barber head, this is a quarter. Okay, there's a band right here that says Liberty. It's almost completely worn. There's probably 1 or 2 letters remaining that's closer to the edge of this headband here with all the leaves, which are clearly defined, but obviously they've been worn into the higher devices of Barber's portrait. Okay, and then you have a full "In God We Trust" motto. Okay, the rim is evident. You can see the little denticles, which look like little teeth. And it's all pretty well defined. Okay, the reverse of this VG. Okay, on this example, "In God We Trust" will be completely worn almost on this example because it is a high point on the coin. You have some of the feathers evident. In the eagle, a lot of the lines in the shield will be completely gone because this is a generally pretty good worn coin. But aside from that, full well-defined rim edge with the denticles. And here's a 29S in a VG. Okay, the date is all there. It's a little weak. Okay, where the 19 is in 1929. Sorry for the camera shake. The ribbon, the 2 pair of ribbons that come off of the Indian's braid right here is almost worn flat. Liberty is full. Okay, and then on the reverse if you're a collector of the series, the horn right here, a major diagnostic on the reverse. It's almost completely worn flat to the point you don't know what it is. If you were just starting the series, you would think there would be no horn there. But that's a VG example, okay? Or take that back. Yeah, it is VG. Okay, next up, some fine coins. Now here's a silver seeded Liberty. So you have a full Liberty right here on the shield. That's one of the diagnostics for this series for a fine, but it's weak. It's been worn. A lot of the drapery in Liberty's dress right here, pretty worn, but you could still make out a lot of the details. Full date, nice rim with the denticles. This one's problem free because it's got the even gray patina, and it's not splotchy. That would indicate some sort of old cleaning or new cleaning. Okay, so here's the reverse. Okay, this one right here has well-defined leaves in the wreath, while the major parts of them are flattened. Okay, there is some splitting in the leaves. You can tell that there's 3 leaves in this little lock right here, and again, well-defined rim. All right, the bow, the ribbon down here, has some character to it. So another fine coin, and fine would be designated as something like fine 12. Okay, you have a partial Liberty right here. The shield right here, it's just a weaker strike on these. This is a $50 seeded Liberty. The lines right here in the shield, it's like half and half as far as your wear. Lots of detail in the drapery of Liberty's dress. You have a pretty good rim. The stars are flat, but they're defined. And then on the reverse, same deal. This one with the eagle, you have a lot of the feathers still evident, but there's a lot of wear as well. And then the shield right here going across the breast right here, there's a lot of lines. And yeah, the highest points are worn. This one right here has a atypical type of wear on the rim for this date. Okay, another example of a fine 12 is this. Is this Barber half? You have nearly a full Liberty up here. Well-defined leaves in Barber's crown. And at some of the stars, you can see the little definitions of the stars in some of them. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the reverse of this one right quick. On a fine coin, you have a full E pluribus unum. Sorry, I probably said in God we trust, but it's E pluribus unum on this right here. And then you have some detail in the feathers, full rim. So I'm going to go ahead and take a little break from this. We're approaching 13 and a half minutes, so I don't, the longer the video, the longer the wait time for the upload. So we've covered like poor, fair type coins all the way up till fine. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up on a second video with VF all the way up to uncirculated. Thanks for watching. Hope it's been somewhat informative for a lot of the new people out there. And we'll get this second part going.